I'm Paige Lomeller, and I'm the agency owner of Family First Life Empowerment. Blessed to work with my husband, Freddie.
Jennifer Cornell with FFL Empowerment.
Andrew Moore, and with Empowerment.
Marissa Munda, Family First Life Empowerment.
Hey, I'm Ryan Gilly. I am the president of FFL Azimuth. We are out of Roanoke, Virginia.
I think overall I'm a people person. I'm also a fitness instructor, so for me it was very organic to be able to relate to people, to be able to conversate. And when you sit in front of a family, it really should be a conversation that you have about what they need, how not having life insurance will affect their families and their loved ones in the event of somebody's death. So for me, it's more of a conversation. So for me, it's like super easy. Let's talk about what you need and let's talk about how I can help you.
I think that I really care about my families, so I treat them like family. Their needs are my needs, so I'm able to 1000% put them first.
So I've been serving my community and protecting families for a long time. I spent some time in the military and then in law enforcement. So protecting and serving families is something I've been doing for a long time. We're doing it in a different capacity now, but just having the empathy for families and to know that you want what's best for them and their best interest is at your heart. That's what helps me make sure that I'm doing the right thing and protecting the most amount of families every week.
I believe that my strong faith has helped me serve majority of the families that I sit with. I help them see what it is that they need and how it's going to better their situation.
Well, I guess wanting to help them, mainly wanting to help them, wanting to put them in a better position.
I think that I am a hard worker and that I'm just willing to do anything that it takes to make sure that families are helped.
For me, to help serve families, I had to focus on them. And I was able to carry the story of my father passing and what his life insurance did for me and how I struggled as the executor when he passed and how important it was to have that financial help. And I also learned there was so much work to be done when someone passed that I wanted to be able to help these families when they were going through the same thing. So I could take a small part of the struggle off of them and help them with that. So I think when I share that in the home, they realize I care and that I'm truly going to be there for them. Those qualities have helped me protect a lot of families.
Yes, having life insurance gives you options. A lot of what we do here, there's living benefits attached to it that can help change your family situation, whether you pass away or if you live.
I'll tell you a story. My grandma, Reverend Rosa Rodriguez, when my grandfather passed away, she thought she had life insurance that was supposed to cover their burial, had never opened the policy until the moment came. And this policy did not cover even 1/4 of the needs for the burials of my grandfather. So the whole family had to tip in to be able to cover those expenses. So me living it myself made me realize there's way more people in this world that needs to have some kind of education about how not having life insurance can be a burden to the family. So for me, it's kind of like a mission. I'm gonna help you today, or I am gonna help you today. There's no if, ands, or buts.
It is important, and I don't think I realized how important it was until I started at Family First Life.
Absolutely. Money will never replace a loved one, but a lot of people don't take the time to start the financial planning for what's going to happen if something were to happen to them. And we certainly don't take enough time to think about what may happen to us outside of the expected, right? Everybody has it in their mind that they're going to live until they're 90, 95, but unfortunately that may not be the case. So making sure that you put those measures in place to take care of your family. For example, I've put enough life insurance on myself so that in the event something were to happen to me, my wife and daughter would be taken care of. I wouldn't have to worry about them not being able to keep the roof over their head, the cars that we have in place for them to be able to get around, or my wife having to put my daughter in some sort of childcare that would keep her away from home.
So I think life insurance is one of the most important things. For me particularly, like I have a daughter, so of course I've thought about what would happen to her if anything happened to me, as well as I've had in my own family where people didn't have life insurance and saw how that affected everybody in my family and how we all had to come together to make it happen. And I think it's important to not leave that burden to anybody.
So I was brought into this by my father-in-law, Dave Wichard. After a long time, a few discussions, he showed me the value of being able to create your own schedule, spend time with your family, and work really hard. I was used to working hard. I was used to working 60, 70 hours a week in law enforcement. So working hard wasn't an issue. I knew that was something that was going to have to be done here. But he showed me the value in being able to have a flexible schedule that would give me the maximum amount of time to take care of my family while continuing to serve and protect other families in their financial future as well.
FFL is different than every other company on the planet. There is nowhere else where you can change your situation quickly and in a meaningful manner in this country.
I ran into Paige Miller. Okay, I don't remember. I called her, she called me. I don't know what happened, and she just showed me some things that other companies just didn't have. I was with somebody else before FFL, and it was horrible. And Paige was basically definitely the primary reason she brought me in.
Honestly, I just happened upon Family First Life. I was really looking for a change after working 11 years in urgent care. I was looking for just a way to provide my son with a better life. Like, again, he is my inspiration. I went to ZipRecruiter. I looked into just anything that could get me out of the urgent care situation. And I saw an ad for Family First Life Coastal in Charleston, South Carolina. They were looking for an administrative assistant, and I applied for it. Looking back now, working as an administrative assistant, I started seeing the success other agents were having, but most of the fact that these people are just like you and I. They are no different, and I thought I could do it. Athena Villanueva, the president of Family First Life Coastal, gave me all the support I needed to make the transition, and here I am as a senior sales manager and president of Family First Life Warriors.
So I worked for a different company originally with very low compensation. And it took me about 1.2 seconds to switch over. With everything that Sean Mike has set up for us, no contract, top commission, vested renewals day one, and the list goes on and on, plus our A-rated carriers. I feel like I'm really prepared to help every single family that I sit down with.
I had worked for a different insurance company previously, and Family First Life holds true to its name. I'm able to put my families first, their needs come first, and I have all the support that I could ever want.
Family First Life has put my family in a much better situation than I ever believed was possible anywhere else. The amount of fulfillment that I get from helping a family translates and helps my kids see what is possible for their future.
Family First Life has changed my life so incredibly. I found this opportunity at a time when my husband had been laid off. He was back to work, but he was underemployed. I had been a stay-at-home mom. I was working, but we still weren't making what he made before he was laid off. So this has just helped our family get back to our normal standard of living, and it's helped me just take care of my family and not have to make decisions about medical treatment and vacations and things based on money. And that's just been a huge relief after struggling for about 8 years. So this has just given us more of a passion for life because we're able to do what we need to do to care for our family, but also enjoy it.
Oh man, it's changed my life tremendously. It's given me infinitely more time to spend with my daughter because I'm able to work during the day when it's appropriate, and when my daughter needs me, or if I want to spend time with my daughter, I'm able to do that. I don't have to miss birthdays and holidays and events that I used to when I was working in within the military service or within law enforcement. It also just gives me the fulfillment of making sure that I'm taking care of other families' financial future in the way that I was educated to take care of my financial future.
I think it's completely changed it. It's given me the ability to stand on my own 2 feet as a single mother, and Family First Life has helped me become an overall better person.
The culture about Family First Life has been life-changing, not just because they have been able to provide me with the means to support myself, give my son a better life, but the fact that the community is so close, the trainings are so vast, and I'm able to go to anybody in the hierarchy at Family First Life and they will not have any kind of hesitation helping me. That for me is the main drive. I can go to anybody, ask any questions, and that has been the reason of my success at Family First Life.
Difficult? Not difficult at all. It's a very simple business. What makes it difficult is if you're not willing to invest in yourself, if you're not willing to work, and if you don't have your priorities straight, being that you're taking care of families and making sure it's right for the client first. If those three things are intact, if you're willing to work, put the hours in to make sure that you're doing everything necessary to fulfill your week, if you are willing to invest in yourself and make sure that you put your business where you want it to be, and if you genuinely care about families and making sure that what you're doing is right by them, this is not a difficult business. It's not a difficult business at all. The framework's been laid out by Sean Mike, Andrew Taylor, Dave Wichard, all of these phenomenal leaders. This is just the people that have influenced me so greatly. There's so many phenomenal leaders out here. They've created a framework. They've shown exactly how to do it. So it's not difficult. All you have to do is follow that.
I think the only hard part is really believing in yourself enough to invest in yourself. I think that people coming in here don't realize that this is your business. It takes sweat equity, so it takes for you to put in the work, to put in the hours, to get yourself to a certain point. So I think that's the hardest part. Everything else, the training is there, the support is there, the community is there, the family environment is there. So I think the hardest part of this job is to really work on yourself and work on your mindset in order to perform the job.
The job is simple, but not always easy. It can be lonely. We are in a car a lot, driving house to house, sitting with people that we don't know. But a lot of times when we leave people in a better situation and we plug into the people that we work with on our team that help lift us up, it makes everything worth it. When you're a new agent here at FFL, the most important thing is to plug in and listen and do every single thing that your mentor is telling you to do. We have all been in your situation. You are not different than anyone else here. The most important thing is to listen and follow the process, even when it doesn't make sense.
If I had advice, it would just be to just keep going. Don't let your mind trick you.
So if you're a new agent, I want to encourage all of you to trust in the system. You've chosen Family First Life for a reason, and that reason is probably the amazing success you have so many people, that you see so many people having. They have that because they plug into our system. We're gonna ask you to do things that you're not comfortable with. We're gonna ask you to do things you feel like you're not prepared with, but we have your back. So trust the person that brought you in. Trust what they are telling you to do. Plug into the system. Just immerse yourself with training. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Dive into the deep end head first and let the person who hired you truly help you find success.
I think for anybody that's trying to think about a career move, anybody that doesn't feel happy or is struggling with staying where they are and they want to continue to grow, if you believe in yourself enough to get out of corporate America and put yourself in a situation when you can have control over your success, over your income, over your hours, Family First Life will give you the tools to become a strong business owner. So for me, my major success is if you believe in yourself enough, you should definitely make the transition to Family First Life. I advise you to start your research, familyfirstlife.com. That's the first step, and then give one of us a call because it is definitely worth it.
So my advice to anybody wanting to do this would be to go full-heartedly. It's not something that you can not that you can't do it part-time, but it's not something that you can put minimal effort into. So it's all about believing in yourself and truly committing to it.
If you are thinking about joining FFL and you're a little bit hesitant, okay, just understand that this is an opportunity where you can take all of the hours that you're willing to normally work on a day-to-day basis, and you can put that into yourself and your family, and you can create an outcome where you are providing for your family and still being present with them 100% of the time. It's a life-changing opportunity. If you're a brand new agent and you are just getting into FFL and you are trying to get the first step and get yourself where you want to be, just understand that there's nothing that's going to accelerate your career and get you where you want to be like investing in yourself, putting in the hours, and going out there and protecting families. There's so many people around you that are willing to give you any kind of help, advice, call you in the home, anything that they can do to get you there. All it's going to require is for you to invest in yourself, put the hours in, and take care of families.
Family first life.
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 Family first life.